Fireworks are one of the most unique things in Minecraft. With all the different combinations of colors, fades, shapes, effects, and flight duration, they are the most customizable thing in the game. The only problem is that they're an absolute pain to craft. But those days will soon be long behind us thanks to the crafter. So what we're going to do today is we're going to attempt to build a firework factory that will craft a fully randomized firework with just the press of a button. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so here I am in snapshot 23W44A, and they changed the texture of the crafter ever so slightly. And I hate to be that guy, but honestly, I thought the older one looked better. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. But whatever the case, it should still function the same. Okay, good, thank goodness. But before we do anything with the crafter, I think I actually have to brush up on my firework knowledge. So I took a little gander at the wiki and let's see what kind of strategy we should follow in terms of how to craft these things. So from what I gathered, every firework has 4 separate things that keep it unique. So that's its original colors, its fade colors, and then its shape, and then its effect. The wiki says that you can add up to 8 colors and also 8 fades, but I think that would look pretty busy, honestly. So I'm gonna limit it to, let's just say 4 main colors and just 1 fade. I think that'll make things quite easy. And of course, it'll only have 1 shape and 1 effect, or perhaps no effects, if that's what it needs to do. Okay, so to execute this, let's do a manual test run. Okay, so let's start with the primary color. So we've got a gunpowder, and then we've got red, white, and black, for instance. Okay, yep, that's pretty easy. Now, I think you can add things onto it by putting it back into the crafting bench. I really hope so. All right, so let's say that I want to fade it to orange. Yep. Okay, that works. All right, now let's put a shape on this thing. Okay, so let's make it into a star shape. Oh no. Oh, I really wish that worked. Dang it. Okay, but what about the effects? No, that has to be done as well during... Ah, man, that's unfortunate. Okay, time for a new strategy, I guess. So the only thing that can be put after is the fade. Okay, yeah. Dang, that's not as interesting as I thought it would be, but I suppose that's what we have to do. Okay, so for the mass storage of colors, I'm thinking just something like this, where we have a bulk storage of all the different dyes. Well, I guess this is just like one of the dyes, and that gets fed into this dropper, which will either be powered or not powered. In order to kick one of them into this hopper right here, we'll have a hopper minecart actually just run alongside all of these modules here and just pick up all of the different colors and then craft them all together in a crafter at the end. So let's just expand this out 16 times for the 16 different colors. All right, there we go. So they're tileable for now, but we'll see how those randomizers go. Now, luckily for us, 16 is a nice power of 2, which means we can very easily make a 16 randomizer by just chaining 1 and 2 randomizers. You'll see what I mean in just a moment. Okay, so I plan to use a bunch of these 1 and 2 randomizers. So basically in this dropper here, we have a stackable item and a non-stackable item. So what happens when you push this button is you'll either get a signal strength of 1 on this output, just like what happened there, or you'll get a signal strength, hold on, let's see when it happens. There we go, of 3 with this non-stackable item here. So that's how you're able to get 50-50. So basically 50-50 that it happens, 50-50 that it doesn't happen. Now, how am I gonna get that to spiderweb out? Okay, so first off, these 8 will have a 50% chance of being selected, and same with these 8 over here. And then within this 8, these 4 have a 50% chance of being selected, as with this 4 here. And within these 4, these 2 will have a 50% chance of being selected, as with those 2. And then finally, among these 2, each of them have a 50% chance of being selected. So let's see what I can make out of this. All right, so this ought to work. So basically when we get a signal strength of 1, this redstone will light up, as will this one here. But of course, this one won't light up because it's a signal strength of 1, but this signal will be passed all the way through into this repeater. However, if we get a signal strength of 3, all of this will light up, but in doing so, this piston will actually be activated, which pushes this block down to here, which actually just cuts off this path. So it ends up going the above path instead. Oh, but of course it's not tileable, because that. Okay, there we go. That's a lot more tileable. So we just use torches for this. So now they're staggered like this, but I think it's fine. It really is moments like this where you miss world edit, but there we go. So every time we hit this button, we should see only one output. There we go. And because these are chained 50-50 randomizers, all of these 16 have an equal chance of being selected every time I push this button. And now for the shapes and the effects, we got lucky because there's 4 shapes and 2 different effects, both of which are powers of 2. So they can be implemented in exactly the same way as this. So I'm going to do exactly that. All right, so that wasn't so hard. So basically the only difference here is that we have an extra randomizer here that determines whether or not we will even have a shape or have an extra at all. So that one doesn't involve a piston. It just literally does this redstone dust reach here or not. Which makes me think actually, because this right here kind of forces it to have 4 colors, right? If I send 4 pulses through here, then the firework will have 4 colors. But what if I want up to 4 colors? Well, then probably the second, third, and fourth time it gets passed through, it should only have a 50% chance of even having a color at all. So that way the first one is forced, but 2, 3, and 4 are optional. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that real quick. And there we go. So the first pulse will be fed into here, and the second, third, and fourth pulses will be fed into here. All right, so let's put the wiring and the minecarts in, and let's see if we can craft our first firework star. All right, so we got some wiring done, and we got some track work done over here. So the basic idea is both of these crafters are going to start as empty. So this crafter right here is going to craft the initial firework star, and then this crafter is responsible for either adding a fade or not. This hopper right here is going to be fed with a single piece of gunpowder from the gunpowder module, which I have yet to build. And then we're going to have 2 minecarts, one here and one there. So this one is the main minecart, which will be picking up all of the randomly selected colors, as well as the shape, as well as the extras. And this minecart will follow after it to pick up the fade color, and then come on this other set of line over here. So I haven't filled up any of the chests yet because I don't want to like mess anything up. So I'm just gonna go ahead and simulate a random firework. So we've got, let's just say it picked red and blue. Sure, it picked red and blue, and it's going to fade to white. So red, blue, and white. And so in order to trigger this, I just have this observer here. So it will basically just simulate choosing the random ingredients. There we go. Perfect. And then it will show up here. There we go. And the second minecart comes through. There we go. And we get a firework star. So we should see, there we go. So it is red and blue with a fade to white. Perfect. All right, so let's do another test. So this one won't have any fade. So I'm not going to put an item into here because it doesn't have to have a fade, right? And so this one is going to be, say, orange and black. Let's say that. All right. And then, oh, hold on. Yeah, we got to come over here. So there we go. Put down a block there. It does its randomizing. There we go. Sent the main minecart. Switches that track over. We get a firework star. Oh, wait, we didn't get a firework star because I didn't prime it with the gunpowder. Hold on. All right, take 2. Orange and black firework. No fade. So here we go. Yep, here it comes. Switches that rail over. Perfect. We'll craft the firework star. Perfect. It will come in, won't craft, and will instead drop into this hopper. And there we go. We've got a black and orange firework star, no fade, and our minecart seems to have returned to its home very nicely. Okay, so I've got everything stocked up, so let's see what random firework we get. This is exciting. Hopefully it works. All right, so we are getting a random assortment of colors, hopefully. There we go. Comes through. We should see. Yep, we do have a star. That's perfect. Ah, we did get a fade as well. Okay. And we have a small ball, orange-purple, fade to brown, with a trail and a twinkle. That's pretty cool. All right, let's try a second one. Here we go. There we go. It's generating 4 random colors. There we go. And we have our fade color coming in. No fade this time. You can see that the crafter didn't fire. So we have a small ball with gray, black, brown, orange, yellow, and lime. Interesting. How did it get 5 colors? Oh, these torches power all 3. No wonder. Sometimes I really do wonder about myself. Okay, so a lot of redesigning later, we've gotten to this state. Now, unfortunately, that means there's not a whole lot of visibility when it comes to the minecart track, because it's top-loaded now, but I had to do this so that we don't get any repeat colors. You see, if there's repeat colors, then we'll have more than one in this hopper, and as the minecart goes past, it can't actually pick up both of them. So now with everything stocked up and redesigned and thoroughly tested, I can say confidently that this actually works, which is really, really cool. So I'm going to place the chest minecart down here and kick off the system. And you'll see actually with these lamps, which ones have been chosen. Okay, so we're getting 4 colors plus an effect, or sorry, plus a shape, plus an effect. So you'll see that be crafted. There we go. And it does not look like we have a fade color, which is fine. There we go. And we get a burst, which is light gray, brown, cyan, and pink with a trail effect. That's awesome. All right, let's see how that looks. So we've got that. There we go. All right, let's see. Nice. Don't know why there's no sound. Is that it? Let's see. Oh, yep, definitely. Man, that's a pretty firework. I like that. So now all that's left is gunpowder and paper. Okay, so for gunpowder, I think I want to keep this hopper stocked up, and I also wanted to choose between 1, 2, and 3 gunpowder for the flight duration. So 1 is of course automatic, and then 2 and 3 are going to be randomized. All right, and there we go. So this here is the storage for the gunpowder, and this is the storage for the paper. The paper doesn't really need to be activated every time. It can just feed into this hopper, but the gunpowder is a little bit more involved. So the way that this is set up, the gunpowder is most likely to have a duration of 1, with the second most likely being a duration of 2, and the third most likely to be a duration of 3. So the way that I did this is the first gunpowder to be spat out, which is this line right here, is guaranteed. You'll always have at least 1 gunpowder. But then the second and third is behind this 50-50 randomizer. So there's a 50-50 shot that you won't get a second or a third. But if it succeeds, then it'll go into this other randomizer, which will send a signal down here back into this line, and also sometimes up here into this line. And you can see that this right here is much faster than this line over here. So this piece of redstone will actually pulse once or twice. As for how I altered the probabilities, we basically have 3 stackable items here, and we have 1 non-stackable item. So this 1 non-stackable item is what represents the flight duration of 3, and all of these represent a flight duration of 2. So if you work out the math on this, you'll have a flight duration of 1, 50% of the time, a flight duration of 2, 37.5% of the time, and a flight duration of 3, 12.5% of the time. And you know what? I think that's pretty reasonable. So without further ado, let's go ahead and test it to see if it gives us all of the necessary things. So we're going to go ahead and activate the system. It's choosing its colors. Okay, so we've got 3 colors. We've got a shape. We've got an effect. Oh, and we got the rare 12.5% flight duration 3, as you can see here. Here comes the fade. It looks like we do have a fade to pink. There we go. It's crafted that and brought it over to here. So we have our firework star, our 3 gunpowder, and our paper. And if we go ahead and chuck that into our crafting bench, there we go. Oh, wait, I was supposed to spread that out, wasn't I? Oops, my bad. It's okay, the crafter spreads it out automatically, so it's fine. So anyways, let's see how this one looks. Okay, I mean, a little underwhelming, but it was randomly generated. Okay, let's do it properly this time. All right, one more test. Here we go. So we are getting our colors. Looks like blue, light blue, and white. Nice, okay. Looking good. We have a flight duration of 1 this time. We have a fade to brown. Very interesting. All right, and it's coming by. And here we go. All right, so I'm just gonna pretend that it was a flight duration 3. So the way that the crafter would populate it is it would go firework star, gunpowder, 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 and then paper. There we go. Now we have our flight duration 3 rockets. And let's see how this one looks. Oh, it was a creeper one. Oh, that's nice. Anyways, all we have left is just to craft it. So let's quickly put that together. All right, so that should be it. So basically just a hopper, the comparator, torch, etc. So let's see if we've got this working. I've actually not tried this off camera like the last times. So let's see what we get. All right, so we've got 4 colors. Nice. We've got a shape. We've got no effect. And we got a flight duration of 1. Let's see if we get a fade. We do. We get a fade to pink. All right, here it comes. There we go. That's crafted. Very good. Comes by. Oh, there we go. I caught it. So let's see. Where did they go? Oh, I've lost track. Okay, it's got to be this one. So this one's fade to pink. All right, let's see what it looks like. Yeah, there we go. Our very first fully randomized and automatically crafted firework. All right, now I'm just going to clean everything up so that this thing actually can be used again and again. All right, everything's wired up now. All I have to do is push this button that will send this minecart back on its way, but there's already one here. There we go. So it's choosing its colors. It doesn't have a shape. It's a flight duration 1, we already know. There we go. So it's crafted the firework star. Here comes the fade. I didn't see if we had one. Oh, looks like we do have one. Perfect. And it comes in. And there we go. We got some mystery fireworks. Let's see how they look. Nice, not bad. All right, let's try another batch. Hit that button. Flight duration 1. We have diamond. I forgot what that means. We have 3 colors. Okay, perfect. It's coming by. Here comes the fade. It's fading to green. All right, there we go. And nice. See how it looks. Nice. I like that a lot. I'm really glad I decided to go with rails instead of just like water streams, because this just looks so much more industrial and you can just like see it at every point in the process. It's really great. And what's extra cool about the crafter is not only can you do this, but you can also hook it up to a bunch of automatic farms. With a flower farm, you can get a bunch of these different dyes. You can get golden nuggets from a piglin farm. You can get feathers from a chicken farm. You can get glowstone from witches. You can of course get gunpowder from creepers. And you can autocraft the paper using sugarcane. I think that's something I'll do in my own time, because honestly, the factory is the real point here. And I'm honestly really happy with how it turned out. The redstone's a little spindly, I know. I mean, I think some of you redstone pros may be cringing at this, but I really like the way it looks. I really, really do. Oh, and I almost forgot. Let's do it at night, shall we? See how it looks. Yeah. Oh, I like the way these light up. That looks really nice. Yeah, there we go. See if we get a fade color. We do. Looks to be yellow. Yeah, I'm excited to see how this one looks. It's also a flight duration 3, which is pretty nice. There we go. And ooh, very pretty one. And there you have it, a fully randomized firework factory. I hope you found this as fun and as satisfying as I did. And if so, I'd appreciate it if you left a like and also subscribe for more fun redstone machines like this. And with that, I'm out. See ya.